ねて僕らは出会った。話のハートかくれんぼ、始まりは小さな嘘。ひふみ揃って手と手をつないでも愛の言葉言えなかった、言えなかった。桜の花散る窓に絡まってく縄跳び、あの子シャンデリアの奇跡、濡れたハグプル遊び、それぞれのなくした願い取り替えて文化祭、振り出し戻るバレンタイン季節最初。せっせっせの大好きだねだね、雨と息溶けないで、指切ったカバン中ひとひら、せっせっせの共演キス、あれあれ間違えた最後のパラリン、偶然弾けたスリーピース、遊びましょう。くどぱくどぱくどぱくどぱ、晴れの日も雨の日も初めてみたいで鼻歌、ささくれ感動糸電話、合言葉一緒ねずっと。ワンツースリーはどうしてゼロでは割れないの、本当なら教えて、そっと見ててもっと、2限目回した手紙、恋バナは分刻み、ありのままテスト居残り、心かけとけない、教室の後ろの
好，等等，这游戏声音怎么这么大？居然没有1600乘1900。好啦，那就这样吧。可是它这样子，我下面这里看不到欸。我用全荧幕好了。那现在玩的这个叫做艾迪芬奇 （Edith Finch 的记忆），是一款第一人称模拟的。你看前面那里有游戏标题。好，翻翻翻翻翻翻开。我不会翻书。他刚有教什么教学吗？没有吧？用力翻开，翻开，翻。嘿，等等，这是怎么回事？哦，有了。等等，这讲话声音有点小声。
I'm gonna start at the beginning with the house.
“看得到画面吗？可以。
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
有一半房间不让我进入。我是觉得它的音效比较大声。那个奇怪的房子。哦，互动。我的手怎么了？
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
我不太会用它的那个。
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
我很喜欢它的字幕呈现方式，跟一般的很不一样。是下去的吗 ？OK， 没有，下不去，有锁住。这应该不会是什么。
My mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
有2条路哎，这么快就2条路了。走上面好了。
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
嗨，嗨，我有相机还是什么吗？没有。哦，走掉了。看不到。
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I have questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
家人的疑问。哇，
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
好神奇的样子。啊，这里好黑哦，这里太黑了。等等，这 BGM 是怎么一回事？突然澎湃了起来。这是什么？射死我！失踪的 if you have information about 什么 call me Minton Finch 吗 ？Minton Finch 就是我吗？是我吗？芬奇就是我吧，应该吧，到处都是传单。
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
这样看起来的确是很可怕。退后一点看。哦，哇，我想拍这个。你知道 Steam 有个好处就是它有个截图方式，有个截图快捷。像这个没有的话，截下来的图要马上存。OK。
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
诶，
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
上面有只鸟的图案，鸟图案上面有一个不知道什么图案。好吧，如果不是打开前门，就是打开后门吧。诶，这是地下室吗？感觉是地下室的小窗口。这里是车库，有个音乐。哦，是风铃。
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Milton 哦，我的兄弟。
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
最后一吻龙卷风。
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Hmm? 怎么离开？是不是有人的腿不方便？什么声音？没办法直接去调整它的游戏画面的亮度，这应该还看得清楚吧？因为我也是这样的亮度在看。
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Edith，
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
我一个猜想到Edith住在养老院。这里有1、2、3、4、5张椅子。那里有座雕像。
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
原本的房子沉没后，哇，书桌是用木头直接用木头。外面风好像有点大哦。这里都不是出去。
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Barbara Finch。昆虫标本这小提琴吗？当兵的照片。哦。
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
好险！啊，那我到楼上去了。
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
哇，那壁纸，我刚才以为是真的一条挂在那边呢。
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Molly
always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
啊，有点难懂的故事。这是一个穷尽的家庭故事吗？去看一下刚刚那个。就是他了。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
妈妈都害怕。这是他妈妈的房间。
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
好可怕哦！为什么搞得像是恐怖游戏啊？又不是啊。
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly， 这是 Molly 的房
Molly's
间。
gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
哈哈，太酷了吧！Molly 莫莉的书。
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
这是
I
Molly
got the
吗？
sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Molly Finch。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
不是吧？
The
Oh,
gerbil
Mom.
food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
哦。
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh no.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Cool. Cool. You can hear呼噜声。
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Hi. 还是自由了。没地方跳了。诶，跳回来了。
The babies were all gone.
Oh. QQ.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
我要怎么吃它？可恶！
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
Oh.
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
啊，太多了。哼，哪里 ？Rabbit 哪里？ Okay.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
可恶，居然失败了！
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oh, 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 oh. 不，我要死了！让我
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Hey, 看见了，下面，下面。
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
咬它！
I tore off her fur, and it tasted really good.
去哪里？
Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
这什么？章鱼。
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Ah!
was big, but I moved real quiet.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Odin Finch 埋葬了因家族诅咒而死去的最新受害人，他的妻子 Ingeborg 跟刚出生的 Johan。这是死掉的妻子，然后这是曾祖父，曾祖父埋掉死掉妻子跟一个不在这上面的人。
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
1937年，哦，就是他死亡的那一年。
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
等等，这房子是指哪一个？
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
所以这是我的曾祖母，这是曾祖母的父亲，然后跟 Seven， 还有那时候孩子就是茉莉 ，Edith 跟 Seven 生了茉莉。
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Odin Finch, the mysterious of death and thereafter. $780. 所以现在这里我们待的是 $780 的家，然后 Molly 喊他们刚刚喊的爸妈是指他们，喊妈的是指 AD， 但 AD 对我来说是曾祖母，所以我的母亲在这里，这里是我的祖母，这茉莉是我的祖母，然后 AD 跟 Seven 是我的曾祖母。
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
我妈大概是这里的人。
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Eddie 跟 Edith。Eddie want to go.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
那是房子原本的模样的，不像现在长得这么奇怪。
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
龙形滑梯 ，Dragon Kill Finch。
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Happy 90s， 中间的是 Edith， 那左边的一定就是他妈妈，这3个吧。然后，那茉莉呢？哦，这什么鬼？
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
爷爷 Sam， 阿公这里 Sam， 他说 Sam 吗 ？OK， 这里第一任老婆。
It was a pretty big trace.
浴室的秘密。
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What? What the? Wow.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Sam. 哇，好酷哦！好酷哦！哇，还不止。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Sam 有个双胞胎兄弟，那是这个吧？
And that he never talked about him.
哦，这个才是真正的，就是他的生活，就是这个才是他爷爷，这几个都是跟他爷爷辈分相同的人。莫莉就是爷爷的姐姐，然后这个 Water 应该就是他的老婆。看起来是很喜欢。
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother.
这个是 Finch 写的哥哥，这个双胞胎哥哥。
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore
这里
he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
什么什么？
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
不
maybe if the
不
wind hadn't
我
picked up,
完了
then maybe he'd still be here.
哦。
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
哦。
Calvin's
Oh.
story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
怎么都是一些让人胃痛的故事啊！
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
.这个家也太多机关了吧！等等，好扯啊！真的，我还没要逛，我 send 还没逛完，send 有的逛吧，没了。
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
.爱拍照的一个军人，他还拍秋千 ，National Park。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
大家都会有这个死掉是都会有这个啊。
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
好可怕！好可怕！好可怕！这种叙事手法还蛮可怕的。
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh shit, man!
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
好可怕！干这个好可怕哦！这两个长得好可怕。
Oh, Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
好可怕哦！好可怕！
All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
超可怕的啊！
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
真的真的，不要是我踩到哎、
The hookman had vanished.
What?
She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was
看，好可怕！真的，这游戏真的跟我想的不一样。
at the door. She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
干，好可
Edith
怕！
told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
"好可怕！"
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Edith 的父亲欧迪尔，
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
My friend Bigfoot， 随便按。
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
你的意思是？
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
你的意思是要我？
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
龟沟里，龟沟里是哪里？这里。
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Sam with Calvin， 然后老婆 K 跟后面的老婆，这有点不记得。啊，只剩地下室了。好暗哦，好可怕！可以离开了。得快一点了，晚上就看不见了，这里没有灯。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
7。就在这边锯到手了，这里太黑了。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
哇！
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Wow, Arthur.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
好，我会开了。再给我一罐。
And then one day, everything just stopped.
2005年，刚是1976。
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
开得很漂亮。
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
"这什么鬼？地下室的地下室。
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
Oh.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
真的那几个是我没有看到吗？
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Wow, 好帅。
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly imperfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
啊，在这呢。不是，在哪里？
Come on already.
不是啊，大姐，哪里？哦
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see. Maybe. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo. What was it? Could have been.
我是不是要找到路啊？哇，我不知道现在干嘛？现在我找路吗？1分钟已经过了吧？ 完了，我真的不知道现在我干嘛。我说要找到那条小，他找不到那条路啊。这条啊。有路的那条。开始乱枪打鸟，浪费底片。那我就没看到路呢。哦。
Dad.
Good eyes, Don.
好糊哦，那也没知道脚。
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
哇
Great shot, Don.
哇哇哇塞，这个
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
silly.
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
哦哦
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
这游戏真的很让人胃痛啊！我的天哪，这个游戏！
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, Do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
오!
It sure made him happy.
아! 아! 어요.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
你看，金鱼一直在看我，真的。我要去哪里？哦，shit！他去摸那个。
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh no!
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. sure he's happy.
Wow.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
不得不说，他的说故事方法真的很特别。虽然都是一些让人胃痛的故事。剩谁 ？Eddie、Gus、Don、Milton 跟 Lewis。
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, 你看，很特别。好特别哦。
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
哦，就这些可怕的家伙。
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh. Fuck you, bitch.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
而我还在放风筝，收起来！不。
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Wow. 没事。肯定要来了。
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
看得出他叛逆的模样。他母亲叫当，但是这里全被收掉了。Respect.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
哦，对啊，
At the
两
time,
个都死
it
了。
was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Louis， 我的哥哥。他说17岁，也就是说现在是2016年。
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
这里3个人 ，Lewis、Milton 跟 Edith， 到我们这一辈了，到我们这一辈了。
Had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
感觉又要胃痛了起来。
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
哇！画家。
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
怎样？你要这说不过去啊！我。
Wonder.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Oh, 好酷。
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
不知疲倦。
like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
找上
It
了，
seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Huh?
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
抓不到鱼，赞。
He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
不能抓
We
鱼耶。
started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh shit，不能抓鱼。
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of his electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
He
was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
智者三色猫。
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
God! God!
I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
God.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
History of Finches by Edith Finch. 封面依旧是只鸟。
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
干，迷失方向，我知道。
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Wow, 好特别。
My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh. The end。结束了。那现在其实不是2016年，重玩故事会怎样？那这是什么？重玩是指重玩那一段吗？哦，真的是重玩这一段。最一开始坐船去的地方。哎，整体而言是一个很棒的游戏，虽然游玩度就是不会一直玩下去，但是以一次一周目来说是很棒的游戏呢。它的故事都很胃痛，然后就像是真的诅咒一样，都是很奇怪的结束方式，但是你又不得不接受它，而且会用比较童玩吗？比较有趣的方式，或者是没有那么写实可怕的方式，让你去见证家族的每个人的死亡，就是他们都有各自的理由。虽然听起来每个理由有些都有点荒唐或者是奇妙，但其实还真的有时候就是这么一回事。怎么讲？你看，Lewis 也好，与工厂的如此写实的可怕东西，还是 Sam 也好，打猎被鹿给撞下去，这么痛心的东西。 其实很沉重的一个游戏，但是他却把它用的没有那么沉重，比较愉快一点。好啦，总而言之是个好游戏。很多游戏的桥段设计也很棒，像是我最喜欢就是拍照的那个，就是它变得让你很融入角色互动。像我最喜欢就是拍照那个，很棒。这是一个很棒的游戏，难怪在 Steam 上面可以拿到10分的分数。对我来说，10分吗？说它10分应该是可以的。真的很棒。唉，6点啦。看看。先这样吧，先休息，然后晚一点会再玩别的游戏，多人一起玩的。
僕の背中は自分が思うより正直かい。誰かに聞かなきゃ不安になってしまうよ。旅立つ僕のために誓ったあの夢は古ぼけた教室の隅に置き去りのまま。あの泥だらけのスニーカーじゃ追い越せないのは電車でも時間でもなく僕かもしれないけど、どんな時もどんな時も僕が僕らしくあるために好きなものは好きと言える気持ち抱きしめてたい。どんな時もどんな時も迷い探し続ける日々が答えになること僕は知ってるから。もしも他の誰かを知らずに傷つけても絶対譲れない夢が僕にはあるよ。昔は良かったねといつも口にしながら生きてゆくのは本当に嫌だから、消えたいくらい辛い 気持ち抱えていても鏡の前笑ってみるまだ平気みたいだよどんな時もビルの間窮屈そうに落ちてゆく夕日に焦る気持ち溶かしていこうそしていつか誰かを愛しその人を守れる強さを自分の力に変えてゆけるようにどんな時も僕が僕らしくあるために好きなものは好きと言える気持ち抱きしめてたい